Final game of NRL Round 11 Sunday. The West Tigers taking on the Rabbitohs. Now, if you can see a little bit, my neons aren't extremely bright, but it's orange in the background. Going to go for the West Tigers on the money line. We're also going to try and hit the draw here. So getting on the draw, you get pretty good odds for that one. Check it out in the full preview in the description over at bets.com.au, and you will see my picks and the best odds for those picks. Now, this for me was the toughest game in the whole round of round 11 NRL to pick, and I've been going backwards and forwards. When I started, I'm going to go West Tigers, then I jumped ship to South, and then I've gone back to West Tigers. And for me, there's a few different things here. So it's who can win in a clutch situation. And in my opinion, the West Tigers have more guys that will be able to stand up in that clutch situation than what the Rabbitohs have. Now, don't get me wrong, the Rabbitohs have Latrell Mitchell. We've seen last week how important and how clutch that guy is. But you can't repeat that every single time. And I think also in quick succession, it's going to be difficult. Everybody will be looking to him to slot that field goal or to make that play or whatever it could be. And sometimes it just becomes too much. Whereas for the Tigers, you have Luai, you have Dewey, you have Appy, you have so many players that can stand up in that moment. Even Lockie Galvin, I think, is capable of it. So I predict this game to be very close. Even the markets are saying it's a 1.5 point line. And I think the Tigers will have the balls at Campbelltown Stadium to wrap it up. Now, some interesting stats that we've looked at this week. Home underdogs, they're covering at a 62.5% rate. It's the biggest rate of any type of cover, home, away, favourites, underdogs, whatever. The home dog is covering at the highest rate of any, and West Tigers are the home dog in this one. Last week, there were 4 games, 3 of them the home dog covered, or 3 of the 4 as home dog covered. So that's why I also like the West Tigers in this one. We also have a try scorer. Who do I have? I got actually Alex Johnson as a try scorer. Whenever you get him as close to even money, you got to get on him. He's one of the most prolific try scorers in the history of the NRL, and especially against the West Tigers. Let's give you this stat here. He's scored 5 tries in his last 2 games against the Tigers, and in 7 of the last 10, where he has actually scored a try, he's gone on to score multiple, so 2 or 3 tries. So he has an amazing try-scoring record against the Tigers, and there will be points in this game. So even if he scores 2 or 3 tries, the Tigers can still win. So I'm not betting against myself, but I'm being accurate in terms of what is delivering value for us. The Tigers have covered 5 of their last 8 games at Campbelltown Stadium, or 5 of the last 8 as underdogs at Campbelltown Stadium. So a very important factor there. South Sydney, they allow the most run meters of any team, the 5th most points of any team in the NRL. And they're important statistics when we know how they contribute to winning. And we know that Terrell May and who else we got in the forward line there? Well, there's a bunch of forwards in the Tigers that can eat up meters. And then it's up to the other guys to convert that into points. What else we got? Yeah, on the try scorer, Wests have allowed the first try in 3 of their last 4 games. So another statistic pointing in the direction of Alex Johnston. I think I've said enough in this one. They've been, even though they were battered by the Storm last weekend, the Tigers in their defense. I still think if you discount that game, they're still a pretty good defensive team, and they showed it earlier in the season. They'll be able to stand up against the Rabbitohs, who aren't especially good in attack right now, considering 3 starters out of their 6 guys at the back are all missing. No Cody Walker, no Jack Whiten, no Munro. Ravalawa, he's not a starter, but he's out. So they're under strength, and their attack is flailing because of that. So I think the Tigers will be able to wrap them up and enough to keep the game close, and they'll win it at the death. There we go. Sunday, all wrapped up. Thanks for joining us here on bets.com.au.